until later on. And so again, even though we had Voting Rights Act, even though we had Brown versus the Board of Education, and subsequent policies, there was still redlining going on that limited where we had access, and there was still segregation, like I said, in our schools and public accommodations. But we're here today again to talk about how to be the change. Over the past several months and several years, we've experienced a number of blacks and others that have been shot by police officers that were guaranteed to protect and serve us. There have been rallies and demonstrations all over the country and all throughout our state. And we've come together to reiterate the fact that yes, black lives do matter. And when we say yes, all right. And when we say black lives matter, we're not saying any other lives don't matter. But we know that because of historical and systematic racism and oppression, our journey, our struggle, our experiences are far different from everyone else. And the statistics bear that out. And so again, we're here to challenge everyone to do their part. If you're not for it, you're against it. There's no middle ground in the struggle for freedom and equality. Either you're for it or you're not. All right? All right. And so at this time, throughout the day, just a little bit of what we'll be doing, along with voter registration, voter lives is out here with us today. And so please, more than ever before, if you have not registered, don't leave here without it. If you register, we have a special gift for you today. Also, filling out the census. It's important that we do that. If you haven't already, you'll be able to go online and do that with us today as well. We have some of our political candidates here, some of our parties. I know I saw our Democratic Party, some Weaver County Democrats out there. We also have the Ogden NAACP, the nation's oldest civil rights organization. We're 111 years old this year, and I'm glad and proud to be able to say that I'm the president of our local Ogden NAACP. And so you can join us today. We also have our Weaver State College chapter of the NAACP with us today. And we have some marvelous activities that will be going on, so we encourage you to be a part of those and enjoy yourself. Text, write, snap your friends and families and tell them, get on down here to the amphitheater so that we can celebrate freedom, so we can be united in hope, and lastly, so that we can be the change that we want to see. We encourage everybody to be COVID friendly, have your mask on if you're in proximity, and do the things that we know we need to do to be safe today. So again, on behalf of Project Success, on behalf of our Juneteenth committee, the Ogden NAACP, we invite you to enjoy yourselves and get hyped up and ready to get busy. At this time, I'd like to invite really quick, Jakari, are you close by? You gonna come up, or you come up a little later? Jakari is the president of the Northern Utah Black Lives Matter chapter, and they're one of our supporters and sponsors. Malik Dale is here with her, and Malik will be coming up a little bit and talking to us. And so at this time, we're going to turn it back over to Bo and get a little music going here. Okay, you ready?
All right, so we're going to get started with our first performer. If you guys are here, her vocals are amazing. I was really shocked and surprised. Like, wow, really beautiful voice. So without further ado, I do want to let you get up for Miss Kyla Vine.
It's not. Oh, there we go. How's everyone doing today? Good. So, like you said, I'm Kyla. I'm a 16-year-old singer from Ogden, Utah. And I'm going to be performing a couple songs for you guys today, and I hope you guys enjoy. Trying to rain on the thunder, tell the storm I'm new. I'm a walk, coming march on the regular, paint a white flags blue. Lord forgive me, I've been running blind and true. I'm a rain on the villa, tell the sweet I'm blue. I'm telling these tears don't fall away, whoa. May the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah, freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains about myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep running 'cause the winner don't quit on himself. Thank you. So the first song I'm doing is Dear No One by Tori Kelly. The last song I'm singing is one of my favorites and one of my favorites to perform, and it's Stay. Okay. Oh. No, I'm not doing my Sam's. We're not going to talk about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. You can find me on any socials at Tyler Vine, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Excuse me? I really liked your song.
Who made some noise in the crowd? That was amazing. That was amazing.
I love your hat.
All right, next up we're going to play a little bit of music, and then we have Changing Lanes coming up. Changing Lanes is coming up next. Thank you so much.
What have you been doing? I've been looking at the merch.
Looking at the merch?
And then getting all the free stuff, which is
all the free stuff. What have you gotten?
Okay. So I got some 5th grade homework in elementary.
And
Tyler. Where's your
I'm a big
mother?
boy.
Check, mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. What's that sound echoing in the night? Sound I hear when I'm holding you tight. Is that bell, baby, you just rang? That's my love going bang, bang, bang. With my love. day. Wish that I could love you right in a special way. You blow my mind. I feel alive.
Wow, y'all.
With you. You blow my mind. He said. Yeah. Check. No, that's from this side. Test. Test. Mic check. Test. Yeah. Test.
Can we get a little in the monitor?
Test. Mic check. Test. 1, 2. Check.
Alright, we'll see you there.
Check. You can turn this one down. Check, check. Play something. Check, check. Seems like it's better. Oh. Check, check. Check. Play six. Check. Check.
I got you.
As soon as I come, check. Mic check. 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 1, 2. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Check. Mic check. Check. 6. Play some here. Check. Mic check. Check. Mic check.
Test, mic check, test. 1, 2, mic check. I can't go that far. Mic check. Yeah.
Check. Might be good. Do have it one more time. All together.
Test. There we go.
Yeah.
A lot better. Test. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Okay. Won't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. Check.
Not on the chairs.
No, David! No! Let's put
We're good.
Don't do this thing right here. And you don't hold on that side. David! I bet you can't get this without.
Consider that.
All right now, Ogden. We gonna lay changes. Change lanes in the tank group. Go ahead, feel free to put those hands together. Some those sheep. I know it's September, but we still celebrate Juneteenth here today. Now y'all may know this song right here. If you 2022. And it feels like nothing has gone right.
Mic check, mic check.
Thank you. All right now. I see the sun has come out a little bit. So it's only right for us to heat it up just a tad, you feel? So let's do it like this. I'm gonna go around to infinity. Like the revolver. We gon' bring you in the jiggle wiggle and dance, yeah, like the revolver. We gon' take shots till we fall out, like the revolver. Take away your clothes and like that. They gon' vibe. Come on. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. the Lane Changers Band. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Encore. Encore. Encore.
Mic check. Check. This one. All right. Can we get some more noise, please? It's amazing, man. Amazing. Through all the technical difficulties, we do apologize for that. But these are professional artists and musicians. I do want to appreciate you guys one more time. Thank you so much. So we are going to keep it moving. Before we get to our next performers, we do have some quick words from our Northern Utah chapter of Black Lives Matter. We have the President Jakari, and you have Mr. Malik Dale.
Okay, it's on. Don't sit over there on the grass because it's wet. Just to know my butt's soaking wet right now. It doesn't feel great. I'm Jakari Kelly. I am from Northern Utah Black Lives Matter. I happen to be the president. And yes, I am from Ogden, Utah. My family's been out here since the 40s. My grandfather was in the Air Force and owned a little club here that you might know called the American Legion Post 66. So activism is in my blood, community is in my blood, and that's what I'm trying to bring back to Utah, especially for us Black people. I've lived a lot of places, but there's no place like home at the end of the day. This is August. He is one of the leaders also of Northern Utah Black Lives Matter. I want him to let you guys know what we do for our community now and how you can help.
What's up, everybody? How we doing today? I love that. Are we having a good time? Well, earlier this year, we're supposed to have Juneteenth, but COVID wouldn't allow us to do that. But, you know, we're still out here today celebrating Freedom Day. And, you know, nothing but respect for all the ancestors that have paved the way for us to be here, to be able to gather and just, you know, celebrate this day. But, like President Jakari said, we're from Northern Utah, Black Lives Matter, and for the past 5 to 4 years, we've been trying to raise awareness for not just Black voice, but for people of color and all marginalized people with this movement from our chapter. And we've gone from speaking to Salt Lake City Community College with Anthony from the School to Prison Pipeline. We've done that. Try to see how we could advocate for young teenagers who go to school. Sometimes teachers not understanding, you know, the environment they're coming from. They get into little troubles, and then from there, you know, they get arrested sometimes, they get taken to juvenile detention center, and you know how the story goes. So, you know, we've been doing this thing, and then we've also visited the old shelter here in Ogden. Like I said, for the past years, we've been doing this. We're not just raising awareness about white supremacy or institutional racism or police brutality. We run around in the community and try to make sure that we empower people, most especially young people. We have our teenage leaders from the Northern Utah Black Lives Matter, and they've been organizing a lot of programs for the past 3 months or so, and we've had a lot of good turnout and people support what we do. These young people have the privilege and opportunity to share their experience with the wall, and with everybody to try to share their experience about, you know, just their lives here in Utah and how it's been so far. And We also do diversity and racial training, racial bias training, and all this stuff. All these things we've been doing because we know the importance of the work that the ancestors have paid before us, and we're not just gonna drop the baton and not continue from where they stopped. We feel obligated to continue to do this work and to raise awareness. Henceforth, we have Black Lives Matter, which is a great big movement. This year, we've been able to get the attention of the whole world, and you know, we're so grateful for that, and we're still trying to make sure Breonna Taylor have justice. We have the brother George Floyd. Y'all saw the video. You know, so far we've had a lot of people lost their lives this year. We're supposed to be indoors this year because of COVID, right? We're supposed to be indoors quarantining. But somebody said, you know, no. Why can black people be indoors? Let's kill somebody and have them come out and put their lives in danger. You know, ever since, you know, that incident happened, we've been out here trying to make demands and raise awareness and just get justice for our lost brothers and sisters who their lives were taken, you know, the way they were killed was not right. You know, we feel that, not just feel, we know that the police are not the judge, jury, and executioner. It's their duty to come out here to serve the community, and that's what they're supposed to do, to uphold the law but not to take life. Once again, we're not anti-police, we're anti-police brutality. Yesterday I had the privilege, I was playing soccer down at Weber State, and a police officer came, his name is Officer Paulinson, and he came and have a conversation with us and even play soccer with us. So we recognize the officers who are out here doing the work, protecting people and saving lives and just doing good work in the community. And we support those officers, but the ones who are abusing their power and doing all this stuff, which is not just right in general, we're not going to stand behind those officers, and we ask that they not only take racial bias training, but the environment and workspace in which they work needs to change also. And that's why we're here today as Northern Chapter Black Lives Matter. I could come up with a list of all the stuff we've been doing in the community for the past days, but what would I do? You know, what we really need, it's not just a portion of people in the community to come out and support what we do. This is a human right. It's not a political movement. It's a human right and social movement. And if you're sitting over there and you're seeing your neighbor going through something, it's your responsibility to care. And that's what Black Lives Matter is about. We care about not just people that look like me, but everybody that's going through stuff. And we're gonna continue to use this platform to see how we can raise the next man up until there's love, freedom, justice, peace, and equality for all men and women and all marginalized people. We'll continue to do this work till the day we leave this earth and pass the work to the next generation to continue until there's no more racism, police brutality in the world, not just here in America, but all over the world, until people of color are not anymore oppressed all over the world. We will continue to do this work. Once again, thank you for having us. My name is August Carter from Northern Chapter Black Lives Matter with our leader here, Shikari, and it's been a pleasure to be here to serve the community. Thank you for having us.
So during Black Lives Matter, a couple things we want you to realize is it's about community, it's about police reform, and it's about rebranding America, because we all want to be proud to be Americans, right? This is a free country, it's the freest country in the world. So in order for us to be free, we need to still fight for that right until the last person has it. And that's what I have to say. So here is Malik. He does the committee, that's what I call it because I don't speak Spanish, okay? So here's Malik.
All right, thanks a lot, Jakai. Happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. My name is Malik Dayo. I'm the president of El Comité Social Justice Group. We are a social justice group that also does community outreach, and we're also staunch supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement. I wanted to thank the Black community in Ogden today for allowing me the privilege to be in their space today to speak about Juneteenth. I wasn't sure what I was going to say when I was asked to come here, but I wrote something, and I was feeling it at the time, and I just want to share it with everybody. When will there be freedom? Was freedom as early as the 1780s with the Underground Railroad helping enslaved people escape from the South? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on August 21st, 1831, when Nat Turner led a slave revolt which put the fear of God into white slave owners in the South? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on January 1st, 1863, with the Emancipation Proclamation Act? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on June 19th, 1865, the day we are celebrating today, when a Union Army general proclaimed freedom from slavery in Texas? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 1909, when the NAACP was founded to abolish segregation and Jim Crow laws? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 1948, when President Truman said that people of color would have equal treatment while serving in the armed forces? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on May 17, 1954, when Brown versus Board of Education, which ended racial segregation in public schools? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on December 1st of 1955, 3 days after my mother was born, when Rosa Parks said she was no longer going to sit on the back of the bus? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on August 28, 1963, when Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech in front of 250,000 people? When will there be freedom? Was freedom on July 2nd, 1964, when the Civil Rights Act gave equal treatment to so-called minorities? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 1965, when blacks were given the right to vote? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 1967, 3 years before I was born, when blacks were allowed to intermarry? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 1978, when affirmative action gave people of color more equal ground on the playing field? When will there be freedom? Was freedom in 2008, when Barack Obama became the first black president of the United States? Let's fast forward to today. Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Stephon Clark, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Is that freedom? Mass incarceration, school-to-prison pipeline, stop and frisk, disproportionate sentencing. Is that freedom? In Utah, a black man in Utah is 10 times likely to be shot by police than his white counterparts, but he only makes 1% of the state's population. Blacks make up 6% of Utah jails. Blacks make 7% of Utah prisons. This sounds low, but they only make up 1% of the population in Utah. Darian Hunt, unarmed, shot in the back by police. Patrick Harmon, unarmed, shot in the back by police. Is that freedom? When will there be freedom? When our country follows the advice of Martin Luther King and be true to what they say they put on paper, that's when we'll have freedom.
So that's the new one that I just did in.
Brother Malik Dai, put your hands together one more time for him. Thank you, Brother Malik. We appreciate you and all the work you do for this community. We love and we respect you so much. This is Northern Utah, Black Lives Matter. We're happy to be here to support Juneteenth. Can everybody put their hands for Miss Betty one time? Miss Betty personally is my hero. She's somebody that I look up to and I aspire to be like. And we love her so much. Before I get out of stage, has anybody heard about the Dred Scott case?
Yes.
You heard about it? 1854 or 1850 thereabout. In this encounter with Dred Scott appealed to become a free man after moving from Chicago to the South, right? They said he was a former slave, and because his slave master died and he has moved to a different location or a different jurisdiction, he has to continue to retain that status. But he was fighting for his case and taking it to the Supreme Court. Now, if you really want to understand what institutionalized racism is and white supremacy, then you have to study this case. Because out of this case, birth a quote which says, the black man and black woman does not have any right that the white man is bound to respect or to uphold. Now, this was a quote from one of the Supreme Court judge, and we all know how the story went. That part of history that Dred Scott got his freedom, and this is the reason we still have Black Lives Matter today. Like all this social justice movement that keeps coming up because racism still exists. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people, a ton of people that believe it doesn't exist, but it still does. And there will continue to be movement, and there will continue to be people that will hold this great, so to say, this great country accountable until they live up to its full potential, which is e pluribus unum. If you know what that means, out of many, we overcome one. There's a lot of people that came from different places of the world to create the ideology of this country, but so far, this country hasn't been able to live up to that idealism. And that's why we're here today. We'll continue to remind America of its idealism and its purpose of, becoming an amalgamation or a nation. Once again, my name is August Sakata, one of the leaders of Northern Utah Black Lives Matter. I support all the chapter and every activist group in Utah, and I'll continue to do so. Thank you for having us today, and I'll put the mic down.
All right. We're going to get back to some music here in a minute, but of course we want to feed the brain as well, so we got some great spoken word coming up for you guys right now. So without further ado, I do want to introduce the beautiful Miss Annette Foster. If y'all can clap it up for me one time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Juneteenth rally. What a year, 2020. That's all I've been hearing. Oh, 2020 is so cursed. 2020, we had the earthquake, we had the winds, we had, what else did we, we watched someone get murdered on TV. 2020, what a year. Everyone's saying, I hate 2020. I wish it was canceled. But what if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year that is so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, that it forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud and fully awakens from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change, declare change, work for change, become the change. A year that we finally band together. That's what 2020 is. And you have it all around and wonder, what can I do? I'm not one to go marching in marching parades, or not parades, you know what I'm trying to say, kind of nervous. But there's a lot of things you can do. If that's not your thing, there's monetary donations. Register to vote. Help out at one of these tables for the Black community to help stop smoking. There is change. Run for an office. If marching up and down the street is not your deal, if that's what you, just do what you can do. Fit in where you can get in. Do whatever you can do. So we have voter registration. We have NAACP registration here. If you're not a part of any of these groups, get involved. So enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you for coming out, and God bless you.
All right. So up next we do have Mr. J. Rod Garrett. Y'all want to make some noise for Mr. J. Rod Garrett? Thank you.
All right, J. Rod.
Hi, folks. So my name is J. Rod Garrett. I like to call myself an intersectional anti-racist. Because if we ain't in this for everybody's freedom, we really ain't in it for anybody's freedom. So I have some poems here I would like to share with you and tell you a little bit about something I dreamed up a few months ago. But first we'll have some poetry. Anyone here familiar with National Poetry Writing Month? No, it's in April. And so there's this thing where you write a poem every single day of the month. And I did that in 2019. So this poem I'm going to share with you has never had an edit to it. But it's something I think is very important for all of us because everyone I know does this to some degree or another. The poem is called The Requirements of Passive Abuse. 1. You cannot care about what you see in the mirror. No matter how good, no matter how bad, you must degrade it. 2. You must make goals and refuse to achieve them. You wanted to live on a budget, and you tried to lose weight. Buy the cake and leave your self-esteem in a chocolate coma. 3. You cannot work in a place that makes you happy. 8 people called you stupid today. You made them burgers, shakes, and fries and told them thank you. 4. You cannot have a healthy relationship. Either you cling to them because you need them or push them away because they want to help you. 5. You cannot believe your feelings. Today, you were happy. Do you remember those pills? They made you happy. You failed to be happy today. 6. You must find people who will hurt you. Count the bruises in the mirror. Remember, it lies. You know they love you, just sometimes they forget. 7. You always need one more drink. It'll all be better, I just don't remember. I can be myself. I can be free. I can escape. 8. You must ignore all praise and gratitude. They had to be lying. I am an F up. How could I ever do anything right? 9. You cannot care about what you see in the mirror. No matter how bad, no matter how much you hurt, no matter what you do to yourself to find hope. 10. Hope must always hurt, if only one more chance. If only I used that knife. 11. Thank you. This is another poem that came from that era last year. Anyone remember Notre Dame burning last year? Raise your hands. Anyone remember that? Like 3 people. Okay, 3 people remember that Notre Dame burned. Cool. Okay? There's a lot more that went on during that time, though. This poem was called For Notre Dame. Today, we stand at the pyre of one of the footstools of God in this world. We recognize the history we lost, the priceless art that burned, but remember our faith that stands strong this day. We will rebuild. We will make a new way. We will survive. This wasn't said at Notre Dame. It was said each time a black church was firebombed and they rebuilt. There are no tears for the black churches that never lived long enough to become a Notre Dame. No sympathy for the black communities that could never raise the resources to establish a black Notre Dame. And though people of all time visited there throughout its history, I just keep thinking, why is there no black Notre Dame? That's because throughout history, black folks have had to invest their blood, sweat, and tears into each other. They can't afford to build a monument to their worship. They have to live it. They can't afford the monument to be the focus. They center on the relationship. They can't afford the monument to remove their focus of black wealth being black health at home and abroad. So forgive us if we don't care that your church burned. You didn't help rebuild ours. We rebuilt our own and still kept our eyes on Jesus. So this one's a little bit of a glimpse into my life. It is called Lessons on Black Love. You are in your second day of second grade, when he pushes you down. Before you can scream, he has punched you in the face 3 times. The crowd of children gathers round for the spectacle, wide-eyed and confused. And despite all this, none of them come to save you. The event monitor eventually pries him off after your skin bruised purple, yet nothing hurts like the way he looks at you. Sky blue eyes twisted in the storm, promising he'll be back for more of your blood on his fists. This is the first time you realize you are different. You wonder, why? 2. You are older, halfway through 5th grade, wearing glasses, perhaps a mark of wisdom from too many fights that you didn't start. Yet the day that girl called your mother nigger, your fists fall up to defend her. And now you've been the aggressor too many times, and the school comes back armed with police and promises of expulsion. Yet your bully has hurt you far more and remains your classmate. His fingers are sticky from keeping his promise time and time again. This time you wonder, is black more dangerous than white? You put away your fists and learn bigger words. 3, you approach the splash of black kids that hang in the pond of your school. Hopefully they will welcome you and you'll feel at home. But they call each other niggas and cuss and stand with such pride you cannot decide, are they beautiful or terrifying? And as you assimilate further into whiteness, one by one their faces vanish from around you. and you mourn a loss so profound you wonder if you'll ever be black enough. All the while the sea of students around you grows wider and pulls you under, telling you you're the whitest black kid I've ever known. 4, you are in a play, and you watch as night after night every girl pairs up with a different boy, but never you. Though they talk to you, admire your style, your lips, how well you speak, still they cut a wide swath around you. You joke the black doesn't rub off, and everybody laughs, but nobody wants you. Those nights you wish you could go home and puzzle it through all of it with your mother, except her door is shut again. This is how you learn to be black is to be alone, but it is still years before you believe yourself worthy of anyone's love or your own. 5, now you examine the beatings, why you chose words over fists, whiteness over companionship, and rejected even your own love. These are the fears and questions, the struggle of being black in a world that simultaneously rejects you while demanding you rise. And no matter how hard you pull your bootstraps, you still spiral towards oblivion. But being lost is where you find the meaning, or the meaning is in the pride of melanin. And you begin to thrive in the white mecca, able to chuck and jive and code switch with the best of them. And you accept your blackhood. 6, nobody calls you the whitest black man anymore. You don't wonder why your people hate you anymore. You understand that fear because you experienced it trying to reckon with your own reflection. A reflection, a body, a skin, and a heritage you love. Suddenly your brothers and sisters, you talk jive, but you don't use nigga, knowing that's not who you choose to be, yet satisfied that there is more than one form of blackhood. And you don't need to try to live up to or fulfill them all. And you try to teach your children they can be individuals too. 7, still reality is, when you watch the news, you see Trayvon Martin slain, walking home, Philandro Castile shot in his car, and Breonna Taylor shot in her bed. And the fact is you come face to face with your mortality with every dead black body they produce. And you know can't nobody out-hustle death. So instead you hustle for your own life, taking greater bits of humanity from each life lost and integrating them within yourself, loving them like family. And you realize that black love is greater than death. And you carry your head high with the knowledge black love lives forever. Thank you. I have one last poem for you. I'm going to share with you. So I'm also working to build an organization of black artists in the state of Utah. It's called UBlack, the Utah Black Artists Collective. I'm the executive art director. We are looking for any black artist who's looking for a place to call home to join our community so that they can know that their art means something and they can see their individuality honored. As I was starting that organization, I went to a rally like this in Bountiful, Utah, where it was supposed to be some beautiful thing where they had some great music there, and I thought, oh, I got the vibe, this looks like it's really good. And then a black woman got up and literally spoke words of self-hate for 20 minutes at an audience that was mostly white, saying, hey, you're okay. Everything's all right. It's okay to be this way. Everything's okay. She was followed by a police officer who then systematically dismantled everything they were there protesting. The poem I'm going to share with you now is my response to what happened there. It is called Breathe. The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang was made. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Little orphan Annie, full of sunshine and whiteness, declared that tomorrow is good enough. Tomorrow is soon enough. Tomorrow is only a day away. But what about the ghetto? Built by the government, reinforced by red line laws demanding black bodies fill white pockets with their money. What about Emmett Till, Eliza Woods, Sharon Bell, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, or Breonna Taylor? When will they breathe into tomorrow Annie promises? Would Dr. Martin Luther King be pleased with a white public cheering, all lives matter, when the lives he died for are still yearning for justice today? Not just justice, but a nation to believe in blacks as human beings, as Malcolm taught, rather than trying to paint us white. And just as if we just act better, our lives wouldn't be taken. As if we were polite enough, or kind enough, or civil enough, or wealthy enough, or dead enough, really white enough for our lives and words to matter. And the president said, the rioters should be shot, the looters should be hunted, hung. The protesters should be taken to jail and beaten until their tongues bleed. And if we do that enough, maybe this generation will learn that black love is terrorism, not worthy of justice, not worthy of life. Maybe that's why his police kneel on our necks or choke us until we croak. I can't breathe because they believe sharing the same air will kill them. But I refuse to believe that. I am a black man in love with my melanin, my history, my roots. I'm proud to say Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And if you listen, you'll hear the sound of people who will not be forgotten. George Floyd, Philando Castile, Amalo Diallo, and others remain on our lips in loving memory. These names are the anthem of a nation that will not be silent, that will not stop believing in the beauty of their own lives. And it applies to every face of blackness. Black women matter. Black gays matter. Black trans matter. Black biracials matter. Black non-binaries matter. Black men matter. Black children matter. But matter doesn't simply mean we are important, but that we are worthy of love, in need of respect, and that we are human before race, creed, religion, and all. All human lives matter. All human lives need love. All human lives need respect. All human lives need hope. An expectation that those sworn to protect will actually protect them. An expectation that their government will stop trying to break them. An expectation that they have a chance of a future even when they have Skittles in their pockets, go running in the afternoon, or sleep in their own bed. Or get pulled over with drugs in their car. Don't lie to my face saying that future has arrived yet. When those crying for freedom are met by vandals searching to discredit their words, their voices, their lives. Once slaves, now currency, America trades black lives for green money, black lives for false peace, and black lives for silence. For silence is the luxury of the comfortable. This Juneteenth, we declare Black Lives Matter. Over and over again, until that sound reaches the deepest, darkest depths of your soul, and you realize that that black that you see inside, that darkness, that is simply humanity, and it can manifest in a multitude of colors that you can never fully comprehend, but it is real. If you believe that truth, act on it. Faith without works is dead, and there are too many dead, too many slain, too much blood. For any of us to act like victory has come, it hasn't. I still see visions of the red, white, and blue shooting Lady Liberty in the chest, slitting the throat of Mother Nature, and pouring boiling white paint on anyone who objects. Tomorrow has been a day away for more than 400 years. Like George Floyd, we need resuscitated love now, and human love forever. Thank you. Thank you. day. So, anyway, thank you for listening to my words. I appreciate it. I hope you go out and have a beautiful day and enjoy the rest of the performances today.